Okay, good morning, folks. I'm just going to put something up here. This has been phenomenal, and I know I normally don't. Anybody knows me knows that I enjoy the paranormal and stuff like that, and talking about the supernatural. I've got the camera not on me, but on this silly thing right here, and I got turned on to it by someone I have known or known of, I should say, for decades, really. And Joshua P. Warren, and he brought this back to mind. And well, you know what? I can build one of these, except I do a souped up version of it, and it's like, do I really believe in this stuff? I'm a skeptic by nature. I question things, so I thought, well, you know, I, back in high school, uh, after school, I went to a technical school, studied electronics. I built back then a crystal radio. If you don't know what a crystal radio is, a very basic, well, it's got a coil like this. Now, this is not a crystal radio, but it's got a coil, and you can make it out of a simple little uh, wire that you wrap around like this, and you can use a paper towel holder and some aluminum foil and a couple of wires and a cheap headphone, a monophone, not a stereo, and a diode. And you don't even need any electricity. You don't need any electricity, and you receive radio stations. And up in North Alabama as a kid, I loved experimenting with this stuff. So I knew about radionics. I knew about the basics of electronics radio. I'm a ham radio operator, so I had a feel. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy out there, but I've got a background in this stuff. And ran into Joshua online again, and he's always got some interesting, fascinating stuff. He's a very articulate, well-spoken guy, and he's a little bit younger than I am, probably a bit younger, but very smart guy, very articulate, very fun, and he's into the paranormal, and we follow some of the same things. Bottom line is that for probably over 100 years now, started by Dr. Abrams out west. There's this thing called a wishing machine, and I understand the circuitry, I understand how it's built, and it too, in its basic form, does not require any electricity. Now, I've beefed it up here. You'll see. I do have electronic components to mine that theirs don't. Not picking on them, but I just thought I want to boost this up and play with it. There are certain things I've done, and I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you this, that I've not even completed this. These are just sitting on here. I've not hooked up the jacks. I've got all my components that I purchased. They all came in over the weekend while I was over in Mississippi. I come back, and everything that I've ordered has come in to get this built. Well, I went ahead and I started getting it together, and I just laid it here. There's nothing in the box at the moment. All the components I've got, the wires, everything I need, I've got, but there's nothing in the box, nothing's connected, and I just set it here like this. And like I said, this is like law of attraction on steroids. And no, I would, if it's just phenomenal. You could call it synchronicity, you can call it happenstance, whatever. But it's been a horrible, since August of last year has been horrible for my situation economically. It started in August 29th of last year when the Alabama legislators decided to take away people's need for what I do to legitimately get married. They did away with a marriage license. That started August 29th. They did this because there were 9 probate judges who did not want their signature on a same-sex marriage license. So that was the beginning of the horrors in my life. Then my partner, she had a major surgery, and she's had great problems. And that kind of, things really went downhill. Then the first of the year, lost my office over in Columbiana, and I had to single-handedly clear the warehouse. I've got property in Childersburg. In fact, I'm going to be going there in a little bit because I've got to mow grass over there. But I had to get this out in front of people right now. There's the website, Dr. Kelsey. Hope I spelled that right. Wishmaker.com. And I've been playing around. What do I call this? So right now it's Dr. Kelsey Wishmaker Machine, and it's I call it a law of attraction on steroids. I understand energy. I understand how we are energy. With each heartbeat, we are got this energy thing, this electronic current. There is even somebody that's measured, and but they know what frequency our body operates on. It's like, I believe, 8 millihertz, something like that. Very, I'm gonna say, it is what it is. But nobody can articulate how this works except that you're putting your intention out. You can call it a prayer machine, if you will. People bow their heads, they close their eyes, they clasp their hands, and they will silently and verbally sometimes. Silently, they'll pray with just the words of their mind, and then there's other times that they will bow their heads and they will verbally, dear God, thank you for this day, and then they'll put out their intentions through this prayer. And billions of people do this. Billions of people swear they get results from it. And billions of people ask other people to pray for them. This is a common practice throughout the world, not just in the United States or just in Christianity, but basically all forms of religions. Different pagans, if you will use different practices to casting spells or whatever. They're all putting out their intentions. This is another tool. Not everything works for everybody. But just by, like I said, I haven't finished it. I just got the components, and I just set it out there to see how I was going to where I'm going to drill the holes. I have not. The wire is on my desk in the other room, still on the spool. I have not taken it out. This piece is here. It's ready to go, but there's nothing else. I've just got these sitting here. I'll move this out of the way, and you can see that these knobs will be hooked up. There will be jacks in here, and I'm going to explain all that as I get it together. I'm going to get this done. Today I've got to mow some grass. But this thing is phenomenal. After a year and a half of just horrific times, economically and otherwise, more than just economics, clearly I've been sending my intentions out. I need money. The money's a big thing for a lot of people right now. There are needs. And just by getting this far with it, in the last 24 to 36 hours, it has been phenomenally non-stop. Seriously. I went from just a week ago, everything that I had lined up for August, except the one thing on August 1st, everything was dead. Canceled, postponed, my services no longer needed. For the rest of August, nothing until way into September. Finally, about the middle of September, nothing, dead in the water. And then depending on this stimulus check from the government to come in, and here we are going into the second week of August, and the Congress and Republicans, Congress and the Senate are stalled and trying to get that out to us. So here we are, and the only thing that's changed is this wishmaker machine. Yes, I know some other people call it a wishing machine. I've got to brand mine or label mine accordingly because this is on steroids. This has things and components that you're not going to find in any other wishing machine out there. And just tell you, I would not be doing this if this is just phenomenal. It's been nonstop. I wake up at I get up early in the morning. I'm a caregiver. I have tasks that I do early in the morning, and I check my email. Bam, again, just in the last 24 hours. Bam, bam, bam. It's coming in, it's rolling, and it's unbelievable. I don't even know where to. I'm very excited. What can I say? I needed this boost, and the only thing that has changed in my life was just getting these components and just not even finishing putting it together. That's the only thing that's changed in my life, and then all of a sudden, the world dramatically changes. Um, so it's very exciting. So I want you to, first of all, go to www.drkelseywishmaker.com. It's scrolling on the screen there, and you get an idea of what is going on here. And it's just phenomenal. That's all I can say. It is getting. I cannot wait now, and I can't do it this morning, but I've got to get this product finished. This is my prototype, and just this far has just made this dramatic 24, 36 hours of my life totally turned around. My needs, my intentions have been sent out mentally, and just that quick. And before I was growing despondent. I was growing. It was just horrible. My life was just in the pits. As many would know, I try to keep my chin up, but it was a fight. It was a fight. And on a personal level, as a caregiver, I had no help. Linda's in a situation, she can't walk. She's got all these health issues. It's a constant battle taking care of her. And I've got all these other economic issues and so forth that I deal with as well. And then, boom, phone call yesterday. All of a sudden, she's going to be provided care twice a day, morning and evening. Some professionals will be coming by to give assistance to her. What relief I'm going to get! I I I, I hope you hear the excitement in my voice. This is not BS. This is happening in my world. I'm going to say that it could happen to you too. Of course, if it could happen to me, it could happen to you. And the only difference, the only thing that I've done is right here. I've not done anything else. This is just, and this is not even completed. If that be the case, wow, the time I finish this, gosh, what could I expect then? And I can only speculate, but clearly I've got something to take care of this morning, but this is going to get finished. And I'll be documenting this on the website, and if you follow me on Facebook to see how this goes. So I just had to share that this morning. For a change, some good and positive to put out here to those that have been following me for a while. And maybe you like my rants, and I'm sorry if this is taken away from my rant, but I'm just blown away. I'm literally blown away. It's like having somebody that found Jesus. I mean, it's you could have this epiphany. Something happens, and all of a sudden it sparks, and it's like, wow, blows me away. So there you go. There's the website, and I've got details about it. I've got a picture of this incompleted box here, incompleted Wishmaker machine, and the history of where this comes from, and so forth, and how it's worked for other people. And now I have personally experienced it with an incomplete, not even totally put together Wishmaker machine. Unbelievable. Okay, so stay tuned, because this is getting really exciting over here, and I would like to share that excitement, because it's been a very negative, down, bummer over a year for me, and this is the biggest change that's happened in my life during this period of time. There's been little perks of up and downs, but this has just been a nonstop uphill positive ride for the last 30 something hours. And never expected this morning email from somebody that I'd met a couple of times a few years ago that they just want a small intimate wedding, and that's what I'm getting now. These small intimate weddings that's safe. It's they're doing it in a way that that follow safety standards as far as wearing masks and social distancing. It's very small, intimate groups of people. I'm going to be going to a park this weekend. Just happened. Didn't have it. Had nothing this month. Nothing until the middle of September to speak of. Then all of a sudden here we are, and I've got every weekend filling up. Just small wedding, and then another one popped up. They need a bilingual officiant for the 15th. And I quoted them a substantial price because we've got to drive a little bit. No qualms whatsoever. Done. Already made deposit. Unbelievable. And then I get up this morning and somebody I'd met at a couple of other weddings a few years ago. Boom. I mean, it's just wild. It is just wild. Just everything that's happened that quick. So stay tuned. This is going to get completed. The story will continue. And I'm going to be promoting this because I have firsthand experience and what prompted me and how this popped up to me, because I haven't thought of Joshua in a long, long time, in over a decade at least. And then all of a sudden it pops up and this comes back into my life, and I thought I could certainly build one of these with my background in basic electronics and so forth. And like I said, just blown away. Stay tuned. www.drkelsey.wishmaker.com. I'm just excited to share this with everybody. And people have been following what's happened in my life in the last year and a half or so. You certainly should be able to detect a huge change in my voice and what's going on in my life right now. So thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody has a good day. And as I drive along, I'll certainly probably do my live stream because I got a little drive to go mow this grass. Take care.